How's it going? As always, I hope you're having a great week. I'm going to start out this video by asking you a simple question. Are you searching for something in your life? Is there something that's missing? Something that you are looking for your happiness, to complete you, to make you whole, to fill emptiness in your life? Maybe it's a person or a place or a thing. Maybe it's drugs. Could be a lot of things, right? Are you searching is that first question, right? We're going to read about Paul. And he goes on this journey, and he goes ahead of his group into Athens, and he starts walking around. And he starts talking to people because he sees something there. And he starts speaking to them, and they say, well, we need to question him. They bring him in to this meeting, and they want to question him. Why he's doing these things, why he's saying these things. And here's his response in Acts chapter 17, starting in verse 22, not even the very first part of the verse. Paul says this, he says, people of Athens, I see that in every way you are very religious. For as I walk around and look carefully at your objects of worship, I even found an altar with the inscription, to an unknown God. So you are ignorant of the very thing you worship, and this is why I'm going to proclaim to you. Paul says this, he says, I walked around this city. And a little backdrop, Athens it was a city known for its amount of gods it worshipped and idols. In fact, they basically are describing it as, there's so many gods, there's thousands of gods, you might not ever know all of them yourself, right? You walk down the street and there's a temple and a statue and an idol, one after another after another. And the best way I can think of this in my mind is if you went to Las Vegas and there'd be casino after casino after casino. Right? There was all these temples and idols to all these different gods, all for the same reason. Right? They were searching for something. They were looking. Right? And are you searching for something in the same way? You see, they probably had so many gods because, they'd grow up and they'd think, man, this God will make me happy and make me complete. And when it didn't, they built a new God. They made a new God. They created a new God. So this one is the one I've been searching for. They did it so much and found so much emptiness in it every single time that they even made an altar to the unknown God. And this altar was to a God that would complete them, basically. That would fulfill them. That'd be the answer, the thing they were looking for, that they haven't found yet. They had all these gods of the past and the present, and sometimes, of the future. The God they were looking for, the real God that they wanted. This thing that they wanted. Are we the same way? Did we grow up and have this vision of how our life would be? Maybe as a couple kids, a dog, a cat, a house, a career, a husband or wife, whatever it might be. And that's what we're looking for. And, we think we got it, but nah. We realized shortly after, sometime after, it's not what we were looking for. It didn't complete me. Maybe you're not at that point yet. Just give it time. Remember this video. Come back to it. It'll happen. Maybe it's a career. Maybe you've worked all your life for this job or this career that you wanted. And maybe you've obtained it. But you're still searching. You're still looking. You see, as Paul says in the last of this, you are ignorant of the very thing you worship. You think that something that you created with your own hands is going to complete you and fulfill you and make you happy. You think that this thing that you made is the answer. But the truth is, it's not. But Paul is going to proclaim to you this thing, he says, that you're looking for, the answer. Right? So we ask ourselves, why are we searching? Why are we searching? And, after these verses, Paul starts speaking about God, the creator of the universe, the all-powerful God that sets boundaries of our lives, how long we're going to live. That sets the rules, sets everything in motion. That he is all-powerful. He didn't get created by us, but he created us. He is the creator, he says. And in Acts 17, 27, Paul says this: God did this so that they would seek him and perhaps reach out for him and find him, though he is not far from any one of us. You know, he's saying that this emptiness, this hole, this want for something to fulfill us, it's because God put it there. God allowed it to be there. He wanted it there so that we would search for him. As Paul said with the Athens, that they were making all these gods. They were searching for this answer. They had this drive to find it. There was no shortage of a searching for this. Only in finding it was the problem. And maybe that's you. I know maybe it's me. Maybe you have a want for a relationship. Maybe you have a different relationship every night. And shortly after, if not, right after, you realize that wasn't the answer. It's not what you wanted. It fulfilled, made you happy for a minute. Maybe, like I said, it was a job or a career and you're doing that and you're miserable. Because you're still striving and you're wondering, if this is what I wanted, how am I striving so hard for something to still fulfill me? Maybe it's drugs or alcohol. Maybe you're trying to forget that want in your soul. But as soon as you come down, as soon as you're sober again, it's all that much worse. It's so much stronger. And you realize the depravity in your life. God put that want there, that searching, for a reason. Because there's actually something that goes there. There's something that belongs there. Which brings us to the next thing. Who is the unknown God we've been searching for? What is the answer? What is this thing that we've been searching for? You might say, man, I've done that religious thing. I've been every religion under the sun. Still ain't happy. Maybe you say, I've been a Christian. I grew up a Christian. Maybe I was a leader of a church. Still ain't happy. Might I suggest this to you? That you really haven't found what you were looking for. You think you found it, but you're so close. Just a little bit away. Paul said, God's not far from any one of us. The problem isn't that God made this hole in our life. The problem is that we did. In the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve were told, you can eat of every fruit of this, every tree in the garden, except this one, because in the day you eat of it, you will surely die. And yeah, while die physically was meant there, it wasn't the true death that God was talking about. He was talking about a death of a relationship with him, a personal relationship with him. That's what died that day. That's what created the chasm. It was created by our sin. But that's not the end of it. God put a searching in our life, a reason why we're searching for him is to find him, because he's not far away. We walked away from him, but he's been chasing us down. He's been calling our name, saying, come back. Come back. Come to me. Find what you've been searching for. He's the unknown God we've been searching for. As Paul declares to him in Acts 17:28, it says, for in him we live and move and have being. As some of your poets have said, we are his offspring. You wonder why we were created. We were created for a reason. It wasn't just to be some rats in a maze, searching for the exit, never finding it. It wasn't to just be some, show that God watches and it's like, look at them. No. We are created to have a relationship with him. But like I said, our sin killed that relationship. Because God's a holy and just God. He's righteous. And that requires, his justice requires judgment. You might think, man, I've fallen short so much. Whether it be over and over having different relationships that didn't satisfy. Maybe I searched for a father figure all my life, or a mother figure, or whatever it might be, to mean for my happiness. Maybe it was this career, this job, or this thing. Maybe it was drugs and alcohol. You ask me why I know these things, it's because I've had this in my life. I tried to find something to fill them holes or forget. Just as you are. And you might think, I'm just too far gone. How can God love me? Well, God loved you even before he created you. He knew you were going to walk away. He knew you were going to fall short, that you were going to sin. And that's why he built this bridge across this chasm between us and him. He laid the foundation for it. He planned it out before he ever created anything. That this bridge would be built. You see, we try to build a bridge, right? But we don't know how. We have no clue. We don't have the tools. We build it a little bit and it crumbles. It's kind of like if I was going to have a surgery on my brain, or surgery on me that would save my life. And I went to the doctor before that surgery and I said, listen, doc, you got to do it this way. I know I have no clue what I'm doing, but this is what I want you to do. In the same way, we are in our lives, right? We're trying to build these bridges. In the same way, if you say, man, I've had religion. I've been a leader of a church, but I haven't found this thing you're talking about. You see, we went to God and we said, hey, okay, I want a relationship, but I want you to do it this way. I want this and this and this and this. I want these things. That'll make me happy. That's not a relationship. That's no different than going to that doctor and telling them how to do the surgery on you to save your life. God knows better than we do what we need. We simply have to repent and accept him. Accept that he's the way and he's the bridge. He's the doctor that will save our life. He'll give us meaning and purpose and fulfill us. In John 3:16, it starts out, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. It doesn't say only the goodest, or only the best, or only the ones that really strive toward me. It says whosoever. All you have to do is accept him and what he's done for you. To choose to have a relationship with him, to relent, and to repent and say, Lord, you guide me. I'm putting my faith in you. I'm jumping on your back, and you're going to carry me because I don't know the way. I can't even see the step in front of me. You do that, that's all that's required. Just put your faith and trust in him. Have a relationship with him. And like I said, maybe you've done the church thing, but if you didn't know him, you're standing on the outside of the restaurant smelling the dinner, but never going in and tasting it. You don't really know what it's like until you walk in and you eat. You don't really know what a relationship with God is like until you actually accept it. So the question is, do you want to accept it? Do you want to feel that emptiness, that longing, that thing you've been searching for? Do you want to find the unknown God, the God of the universe, the God that created you and loved you and loves you? All you have to do is reach out to him, call on his name, and you'll find him because he's not far from you. As always, I hope you have a great week. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to message me, comment, whatever. Have a great week. I hope you find what you've been looking for.